All right, I'm gonna make one more video because this is between me and God, right? I know God put it up just to wind me up, man. It was talking about David and like maybe David didn't go to war because he was getting old and getting lazy. I know he's pointing at me because, like, you know what? Because I got a ride from because he took me back to California to LA and he wanted me to walk from LA to Las Vegas. And me being me, I was like, okay, I'll do it. And then I got to like I don't even know where I got to this rest stop. I'm like 30 miles away from Baker, right? It's like no man's land between this rest stop. It's like 140 miles of nothing. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I do not need to walk 140 miles, and the reason it was I had already figured out why, because it's the Psalm of David as I walk through the shadow of the valley of death, because the shadow of the valley of death is the Mojave Desert. Death Valley's here. The shadow of the valley of Death Valley is the Mojave Desert, right? And what's in the Mojave Desert? The Joshua Tree Forest, right? You're like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. No, because it's Jeremiah 5:6. The lion will come. The lion will come out of the wilderness. The wolf will come out of the desert, Joshua, and the leper will stalk between the cities. Las Vegas is stalking between the cities because there's a sign up there and it says branded city. The brand is this not a brand plucked from the fire because it's all the same to God because Paris is here, the Roman Empire's here, the Luxor in Egypt's down here. The leopard was stuck between the cities. And I'm fulfilling Jeremiah 5:6. But like I was like, and here's why I was like, I walked all the way from no, I didn't know I took from Grand Junction all the way to Phoenix. And like it took me like 5 months. I went all the way around. I had no money. He took my ID and my phone, and I get to LA. He did it again. He took my ID. It just vanished there. And right before that, this sign flashed and it said escape. And I'm like, I didn't know what that meant. And I didn't want to go back in there because there was a bunch of battles that I had with the demons in there. I was like, I can't even believe I'm going back in here. And then it had me go escape. And then I got to LA and I was like, there's certain things I was like, I'm not doing this because I'm not restart whatever. I'm not going to get into the whole story. So I'm like, I guess I'll just walk that Las Vegas then, right? And so like I walked like about 50 miles. I walked like about I got into San Bernardino. I went up through the cut and everything. I'm out in San Bernardino, and I got to the rest stop where it's no man's land in Las Vegas. I'm like, here, man, I'm hitchhiking. I hitchhiking to do pick me up, right? But here, you can't even see it. There's this cut on my head because when I was in Grand Junction, I'm telling you about God. Like he's like, there's this. This is like one of the first things we did. There's this winter storm coming in. This huge winter storm's coming into Grand Junction, and God goes, "Hey, I need you to walk up to Denver. I don't have a coat. I don't even have any. I don't even have any food or any water." He's like, "Here, don't worry about it. Just go up the mountain to Denver." I'm like, and here's me. Like this is why God will never fire me because I'm stupid. I'm just like, okay, what could go wrong? I'll just walk up the 70 to Denver. You know, it's like you're like there in the nighttime coming in and there's cars like you're like this far from semi trucks going by you. It's nighttime. I didn't know how dangerous it was going to be. This is a great idea. There's a winter storm coming in. I don't have a coat. Then I'm like, well, I'm going to cut through this. I fall in the Colorado River. I fall in the Colorado River. So then I'm wet and I'm soaked, and I get to this thing, and we're doing this thing at Zachariah, right? And I go all night, and then it's freezing cold. So I walk back to this bus stop or back to this gas station, man. Nobody will give me a ride. So there's this park bench, and or this bench, and I sit up on it, and he knocks me out, right? The next thing I know, and I wasn't even tired. The next thing I know, I wake up. I had bashed my head on the ground, and the blood just pouring down my face because I guess it's a blood covenant. And I'm like, it's bad. And I walk into the gas station, and the gas station attendant goes, "Oh my God." I go, "Yeah, you need to call me an ambulance, right?" And he goes, "Yeah, that sucks." I go, "Yeah, but at least God got me a ride off the mountain because I didn't know how I was going to get off the mountain." See, God worked it out for me. He dropped me on my head. I got a big gas man. This is a longer story than that. When I was in Reno, He did. the same thing again. He goes, Aaron, see that mountain up there? You're just gonna climb up that. I don't have any water. I don't have a coat. It's wintertime. I'm like, what could possibly go wrong? The winter storm. This one. I'm like on my knees. There's a ditch. There's water. I'm drinking water. Like, hey, that's me and God. Like, so I mean, I did all that. There's a bunch of other stories. Someday I'll tell all the stories like in full detail. But this is between me and God. He's like, oh, we're getting late. We just got done with it, and I'm back in Vegas. I've been back like 4 months. It's not like I've been like it's been like super awesome here either. I've been like deciphering it. So I didn't walk 140 miles through the shadow of the valley, but that's what it is. As I walk through the shadow of the valley of death, it's the Mojave Desert because Death Valley is here. The shadow of Death Valley is the Mojave Desert, right? Because born of the virgin doesn't mean born of a woman who doesn't have sex. It means battle born, born of Virginia, and born in Virginia, right? Because Nevada's the battle born state. Well, no, Washington, D.C. is the capital, not during the Civil War. Richmond, the capital of Virginia, battle born, born of Virginia, born of the virgin. And it has something to do with the dream of being God. Battle born of Virginia, the Mojave Desert, as I walk through the shadow of the valley of death. Mojave Desert. Jeremiah 5:6. The wolf will the lion will come out of the forest. The wolf will come out of the desert. The leper will stalk between cities because the way this place is set up, the Paris is here, so that's France. Luxor, Egypt's here, and God can do whatever he wants. And then the Roman Empire is over here, so I'm in between the cities.